Hello everyone, I'm Chuck Gordner from MoneyMan4438 Marketing, and in today's video I'm going to explain how to use my all-in-one trading journal. We're also going to take a look at my YouTube channel and my Facebook group, MoneyMan4438 Marketing. The first sheet in this journal is your trade log. In this trade log, you'll have a description for your starting balance. You'll place the amount you opened your account with here in this cell. This is a description of the open trades from the trade cost column. This is the amount of open trades you have from your trade cost column, and you're going to see that here. Each of these columns have a description at the top. This is your deposit and withdrawal date column. You'll place the date you add new deposits or make withdrawals here. This is your deposit column. You'll enter the amount of new deposits here. Your withdrawal column, enter the amount of withdrawals here. This is your entry date column. You'll place the date you started your trade here. This is your long or short trade column. Using the drop down arrow, select whether this trade was a long or short trade. This is your stock symbol column. Place the stock symbol for the stock you are trading here. Now I like capital letters, but you can leave them in lowercase if you want. This is your entry signal column. Use this column to keep track of what signaled you to place this trade here. Now you're going to notice, just like in the long short column, there's a drop down arrow. You'll be able to select what prompted you to make this trade, what signal you used. This is your balance column. This is a running balance of the approximate value of your account. This is your shares column. You'll put the number of shares you placed during your trade here. This is your entry price column. Put the entry price of your trade here. This is your purchasing fee column. Put the fee charged by your broker for purchasing your trade here. This is your selling fee column. Put the fee charged by your broker for selling your trade here. Now, most brokers have gone to a $0 purchase or selling fee, but you still need to place your regulatory fees in. So put the regulatory fee charged by your broker for selling your trade here. This is your exit date column. Place the date you exited your trade here. This is your stop loss price column. If you used a stop loss and your trade stopped out, record it here. This is your exit price column. If you exited your trade using a target price, record it here. This is your trade cost column. This is the cost of the trade, not including the purchase, selling, or regulatory fees. This is your gain-loss column. This column shows your gain or loss in yellow at the top, and your gain or loss per trade in the column. Black would be profit, and red would be loss. Until you exit your trade, they'll be blank. This is your profit-loss column. This column shows your profit or loss in yellow at the top, and your profit or loss per trade in the column. Black would be profit, and red would be loss. Until you exit your trade, they will be blank. This is your average risk column. This column shows your average risk in yellow at the top and the risk per trade in the column. Until you exit your trades, they will be blank. This is an exit management strategy column. It also has a drop-down list. Use the column to keep track of what exit strategies you use to exit this trade. This is your first comment column. This is the main comment column. Use this column to make any relevant notations about your trades to reflect back on, helping you better educate yourself. The next two comment columns are the same as your first column. It just gives you another section to make notations about what happened during your trade. You're going to notice that at the top of this trade log, you can find us on our Facebook, our YouTube, you can visit our website, or you can visit our blog. If you find this to be a valuable tool, donations for the free version are greatly appreciated in LTC. Scan the QRC code or copy the LTC wallet address. If you want the paid version, it is 0.14 LTC. There's a calculator video. If you want to watch this video while you're using the calculator, you'll just click this calculator video link. The next sheet in this all-in-one trading journal is a risk-reward calculator. Now you're going to notice at the bottom of this sheet that I have 3 risk-reward calculators. This is so that you're able to work on 3 different trades at the same time, instead of having to change all the figures and the name of the trade that you're in each time you're looking at that trade. You'll be able to do this on every one of your trades by just clicking the 3 different risk-reward calculators. Now, I've made a lot of major modifications to this calculator since I found it by a person named Easy Peasy on YouTube. I've added some information here on the left. I've added a calculation for calculating the amount of risk you should be taking per trade here based on the percent of risk per trade that you're going to put here and the account fund amount you're going to put here. You'll place the purchase or selling fee here. Most times your purchase fee is the same as your selling fee, so that's just going to double for down here. Once you put the entry price of your trade in and the stop loss price of your trade in, then you're going to see how much that stop loss was. I use this so that when I'm in my order form on Thinkorswim platform, I can go and set up a bracket order in without having to try and figure out how much the stop loss should be for that bracket order. Now this top section is for a long strategy. Then you have a place to put the stock you're actually trading in, and the bottom section is for your short strategy. Once you put the price in here, and you put your stop loss in here, this tells me now I've got a 20-cent stop loss. It also tells me that I can buy 62 shares of that and risk $12.50 for 1R. Now if I want 2R or 3R, you click this Calculate Risk Reward tab. It's going to calculate out for you when you should get out for 1R, 2R, or 3R. The section on the left is going to automatically calculate for 3R if you've got a number 3 in this reward risk ratio cell. If I change that to 2, then that's going to change your dollar profit down here to reflect how much profit you're going to make at 2R. If I put it at 1, then it's going to show you that 1R is $12.50, which is your risk per trade. The things I've added to this have made it more valuable to me. I hope that it's more valuable to you. I've also added in an average trading range section. Pick the 5 highest trading candles within the last 3 days to get an average trading range. This will help you to determine if the stock has already traded above its profitability on a breakout. In other words, to use this, you put in the amount of 5 of the candles. So here 0.20 we'll say, 0.50, 9 cents we'll leave it at, 4 cents, and 15 cents. So your average trading range is 20 cents. I've also added a reference to let you know what this is doing for you. Now there's a video that explains how to use this risk-reward calculator by Easy Peasy for the basic use of this calculator. Remember that I've added a considerable amount in. I've moved things around. Your calculate risk reward is now here in the blue and here in the blue. You also can calculate out how much you would buy if you wanted to risk it all by clicking on maximum position size. The next sheet in this calculator is your trade summary sheet. In the trade summary sheet, it's basically going to tell you the total number of trades you've taken, how many winning trades you had, how many losing trades you had, how many break-even trades you had. Then it's going to tell you your trade win rate. My win rate is 70%. Your average winning trade is $801. My average losing trade was 185.63. My largest winning trade was $20,000. My largest losing trade was $4,500. Your total profit and loss, your average profit and loss per trade, and your return on investment. It's got your average risk per trade, your average reward per trade, and your average risk reward per trade. In this section over here, you're able to click on the year and select the drop-down box and choose what year you want to look at to find out how you did in that year. Now I got this trade summary from the Disciplined Trader. I've made modifications to it to reflect my actual trade log. The next sheet in this all-in-one trading journal is a TTM Wave cheat sheet. Now I occasionally use the TTM Wave. In order for me to quickly reflect on whether I should buy or sell, I broke the wave down and I've placed it into columns on this cheat sheet. If I have a light blue and yellow above the 0 line, then that's a rising buy. If I have a light blue and red above the 0 line, that means the trade's more than likely moving sideways. If I have a blue and red above the 0 line, it's telling me to sell. If I have a blue and yellow above the 0 line, that's telling me again it's a sideways move. And that's the way the whole cheat sheet works. The next sheet in this all-in-one trading journal is a workspace for averaging or just working out your trade log, questions you might have about pricing. You can see that I've done some current loss summing. I've done some profit to gain, open trade, and several different other things that I needed to do to figure out whether or not formulas were in my trade log were working. The next sheet in this all-in-one trading journal is a simulator log. This simulator log allows you to do paper trading in the Thinkorswim platform without actually having to log it in to your trade log, your actual cash trade log. This simulator log now currently looks just like your log would look when you download it in order to be able to start your trading journal. When you're in your trading journal, you're going to come here to the Start Balance section, and in this cell, place the amount of money you might start your trade with. And then when you do your first trade, There's really no need to put the 2019 after that. It's going to automatically place it there for you. Then the next thing you would do is determine whether this was a long trade or a short trade. Now I am at the moment only doing long trades. I do realize you can also make money by shorting a stock and doing a short trade. The stock that I want to place in here, now it normally goes in lowercase, but I like capitals. I don't know why, but I just do. Your entry signal, again, as the description would suggest, you use this column to keep track of what signaled you to place this trade. So here I'd click on the drop down arrow. Now if this was a 3-bar play, I'm going to put that there. Now that you've placed your first trade, your starting balance is going to show up in your balance column. You're going to place the number of trades you took, and in that case you'll be using your risk reward calculator, determining how much you set the trade up for. In this case, my entry price was $8.89 and my stop loss price was $8.64, so that was a stop loss of 25 cents. So I'm going to go down again to my trade log and put $8.89 as my entry price. Actually, I'm going to my simulator calculator. My entry price was $8.89. The amount of shares I could take would be 50. Again, you could calculate that out and determine what your risk reward is for 1R, 2R, or 3R. In this case, we can do 50 shares with a risk per trade of $50 for the overall trade, or excuse me, $12.50 for the overall trade, and my stop loss is $8.64. So we go back to the simulator. I'm doing 50 shares, and my stop loss would be $8.64. Now I'm not going to put the stop loss in there at $8.64. I'm not going to put the stop loss in until the trade is actually done. Just like I'm not going to put my target price in or my exit price in until the trade is done, because I might change that stop loss along the way, or I might raise my exit price up from 1R to 2R to 3R, or maybe even more if I'm sitting here managing the trade. You don't have to put any purchase fee in, selling fee in, unless you actually are charged a purchase fee. You would then put the purchase fee in at the time you actually made the trade. You would put the selling fee in at the time you actually sold the trade, and you would look at your trading platform, or in my case, Ameritrade, and determine how much the regulatory fee was and place that in there. Then you would put your exit date in to close the trade out. Now if I close the trade out on the same day, and my exit price was, let's see, what was that? For 2R is $9.39. So let's say I actually did my 2R, so my exit price would be $9.39. That means I'm going to gain $25 on this trade. My trade cost was $445.50. So I got my trade cost back, plus I got an additional $25. So that means of the $10,000 I had here to risk, I risked 4% of that to gain this $25. 4% would be this amount of $10,000. Now if I didn't reach my target price, and I reached my stop loss of $8.64, it's going to tell you got a loss of $12.50. Your stop loss is meant to stop you out at 1R, so that you don't ever lose more than you can afford to risk. That would be this risk per trade. That's calculated based on how much you're willing to risk percent of your trade. I risk 1/4% of my account funds until I start becoming profitable. Now I've established a trading plan, and you should have a trading plan as well in order to be able to determine whether or not your following and being held accountable for your trades. Now this is my overall all-in-one journal. The video to see it over and over again if you need to is in this link right here. The next thing we're going to look at will be my YouTube channel. Now when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to have access to all of the different playlists that I have that are here. I use live traders on YouTube to gain a lot of knowledge. I also look at stocks to trade, and I place the videos in these playlists. Now I haven't started an Adam Co playlist yet, but Adam Co is one of the other people that I actually look to for learning. He has very good instructional videos as well as live traders. And I actually went all the way back to the very beginning of his videos here, or of live traders videos, and I started watching them. And when I liked the video, I put it into my actual playlist for live traders. There are a lot of different playlists, but I have a few playlists bookmarked, or not bookmarked, but placed on my channel for you to quickly access. Now I have a Moneyman 4438 training videos series. This is to help you understand how to market yourself on the internet. I have a one-stop shop which has the majority of my playlists that I might be making money in, or that I've used to teach me how to do a blog, or how to take care of your taxes. Now everybody has to pay taxes if you live in the US on your trades, even on crypto trades. So I've got a lot of marketing tools, trainings, social medias, blogging, my investments, just basically the playlists that I use the most. The next thing we're going to look at will be my Facebook group, Moneyman 4438 Market. Currently we have 1,070 members in this group. I slowly am weeding out anybody who does not have a face for their profile. If you have your dog, your cat, your kids, flowers, anything there but your face, you're not going to be allowed in this group. I want to know who I'm dealing with when I have someone in my group. I used to think that I just needed people in my group, but now realistically I don't care how many people are in this group. The only people I want to have in this group are people who really truly want to learn how to trade. You can see that I've got my all-in-one trading journal up here at the top. Currently it says version 3, but this version I'm doing the video on is actually version 4, and that will get changed once this video is done, so that I'm able to place the video link in the calculator video link on the all-in-one trading journal. At that time I'll update the all-in-one trading journal to version 4. You can download that journal from this post, this pinned post at the top right here, or you can go into my file section and you can download it from here. There's also a lot of other good, valuable information in this file section of our group. If you're still into promoting stocks, that's fine. Or, excuse me, if you're still into promoting online systems, that's fine. You're welcome to use this information to help you learn and better understand how to do that. But we at this time are not, I repeat, not accepting any different online systems into this group. I've lost a lot of money on these online systems, and I'm not a stupid man. I'm a man who likes to evaluate things. I like to think I'm good with numbers, but when you get sucked into these online systems thinking you're going to turn $100 into $1,000, they're just unrealistic unless you have the ability to bring a lot of people into a group or a system that you've joined, and you can start collecting commissions from them. They're going to be the ones that lose, just like I did. I've lost over $43,000 in these online systems. You can see that I've actually put together a lot of good files. I've got videos teaching people how to promote themselves, so I know how to promote, I know how to make videos, but you just can't get people to let loose of their money. For every 10 people you put into a system, maybe 1 will join, or maybe 3 will join, and out of those 1 will actually put some money in. He might put a little bit of money, he might put a lot of money. If he puts a lot of money, you're on your way, just like all these other big time promoters. But unfortunately, I've never been able to do that. So I'm just going to stick with what I know I can make money at, that I actually have control of, and I don't have people pick up and leave. I've been in a lot of systems where I've had major money in there, and I was able to start taking out $150, $200 a day, and those people would just pick up and leave with the money, leaving me high and dry before I was even able to recover the seed money that I placed into those systems. So now you're only going to see videos that I've posted in here for trading stock, and every now and then I may allow someone to put in something that is not about stock trading if I've taken a look at it and think that it might have some value. But enter these at your own risk, not because I've placed them here. So this is my Facebook group, Moneyman4438 Marketing. This is trading to gain financial freedom. Unfortunately, you're going to have to scroll down through this Facebook group if you want to look at the videos, or just simply subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I've already got them in the playlists that you'll see on the left side of my channel. If you like what you've seen in this video, then below it in the Show More section will be a link to subscribe to my Facebook group, Moneyman4438 Marketing. And remember to answer all of the questions you're asked when you join. If you don't answer those questions, I will decline you into the group. You'll also be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you're going to have access to the actual videos I've placed in this Facebook group in the playlists for live traders, or stocks to trade, or Adam Co., or any one of the playlists that I've created. With all this being said, we hope to see you on the money train.